guys, how's it going? Today we are working on several things out here in the garden and it's beautiful. It's overcast, high of 58 today, and I've got a mile-long list of things that I want to do or need to do, 3 of which we are going to tackle for sure today, and then hopefully we have time to do more. We are first going to plant up the Persephone area with pansies and violas, which I have in the back of the gator here. We're going to be planting up 2 of the areas with the sorbet lemon chiffon violas, and the other 2 with the lavender shades pansy. So yellow, yellow, blue, blue. The second thing we are gonna do is plant our currants that we picked up at the garden center the other day after our work day. So I got a red lake right there and a consort black currant. And one of you guys dropped off a red currant. I'm not sure what variety it is, but it's over by the blackberry beds, and I got that planted last year. So I wanted to add 2 more to the mix because I love currants. They're a beautiful shrub. I mean, even if you don't like the fruit, they are a beautiful shrub, and they are wonderful to use in breads and muffins and drying them and all of that stuff. Little tart for fresh eating for my taste, but I just think the shrubs in and of themselves are beautiful. And the third thing I have to unearth. I have here one of our crates of daffodils from the greenhouse. This is the Casada variety, and they were the earliest to bloom. And you can see the foliage has yellowed or is yellowing and dying back. So it's kind of a perfect time to get these bulbs out and get them in the ground. I'm not sure I ever gave a final update on our bulb forcing project. We had about 50-50 success. Daffodils, wildly successful. All of the crates were wonderful. I cut so many flowers, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of daffodils. Like, I was giving away daffodil bouquets. I always had several daffodil bouquets in the house. At any given time, I think I probably had between 5 and 10 bouquets all January, February, and still I've got a couple of crates that are producing some blooms. The tulips, however, did not go so well. We ended up having to dump all of the tulips because I think they had what's called tulip fire, and it's a fungal thing caused by botrytis, and it causes distortions of leaves and blooms and eventual, most likely, death of the plant, and it can spread. It's not a good thing to have around, and I'm not positive that's what it was, but I'm pretty darn sure, like 99% sure that's what it was, and I wasn't going to risk anything. There's no way I was going to give flowers to anyone, and only one variety actually came to bloom. Most of them twisted and got all gnarled up before they even started to bloom, and so we just dumped the bulbs. We got rid of them because I did not want that spreading to anything else or any other tulips. It doesn't typically spread to other plants. But it was just the weirdest thing because all of the tulips came up beautifully. They looked so gorgeous. And I started noticing after we moved them to the high tunnel, a little bit of browning on the tips, and I thought, well, maybe that's because they were used to our warm greenhouse. We moved into the high tunnel, it got a little bit too cold, and it just nipped them a little bit. But that's not where it ended, unfortunately. It just kept spreading down the plant, and then it spread throughout the rest of the tulips in there, and I just, oof. But our daffodils did wonderfully, so I'm really happy about that. And daffodils typically are just the best. I mean, out in the landscape or in containers, they last the longest, they naturalize, they come back from year to year, while tulips are incredibly unreliable, for us anyway. So my plan is, as crates start looking like this, which this is the only one that looks like this at this moment, I'm just going to start planting them out in the landscape. I do want to save the bulbs. They're good bulbs. They did great this year, and we do have to wait until they start looking like this, and that's the way it goes in the landscape too. After they're done blooming, you don't want to cut the leaves, and I won't cut the leaves off the ones that have some green still, because these plants are still soaking in sunshine, sending it into the bulb as energy and storing that energy up so that they have it for bloom time next year. Anyway, so those are the 3 things I know I want to get done for sure: pansy, viola planting, currant planting, daffodil bulb planting. I do have my pop-up bag, and while we're up here I might take after a few roses, get those cut back, and get some oak leaf hydrangeas deadheaded. I don't know, just whatever we can get done. So this area has changed. You know, we brought you through the whole taking the fence out and what our plans are for this space-ish, but we are not ready to make any changes quite yet. We've got a lot of other things going on. You know, I want to get this front flower bed tackled. We have pathways going in the formal flower garden, and I can only handle so many things being torn up at once. So I decided, let's just go with it. Let's get it planted, make it look pretty. So I just want to plant up around these boxwoods. We've got some tulips coming back, not as strong as they were in the beginning, but decent. They're the Beaujolais blend from Color Blends, and one of my favorite ones I'm seeing right here. Look at the leaf variegation. Look at that. It's got a stripe of pink all the way around. They are so beautiful. And I think that these would have come back stronger, but you know, we plant in here. We plant annuals for summertime, and you know, it's inevitable when you plant bulbs in an area that you're replanting a whole bunch, you're gonna run into some bulbs. So we will have some tulips blooming eventually, but I think the pansies will really brighten it up. So I'm just gonna lay these out, and I've got my auger here. I'm using the 3-inch, so let's just get it done. All right, we got it done. I couldn't have done it without my little helper over there. She was having such a good time and doing a great job planting these. I love it. Get him over there. Russell loves her. Russell loves you, Samantha. Yeah. Anyway, I had 2.5 flats of plants for each one of these triangles, so I had to space them out kind of far-ish, but they will put on lots of growth and once we get some heat, which we're supposed to this week, and it's nice that the tulips have some space as well. And honestly, from the angle that you're going to be seeing this most of the time, it's going to give, like the yellow's already giving the desired effect. Just adding that little pop of color. We'll need to wait a bit for those lavender shades to kind of come more into color, but I just love it. So pretty. And I just love having color in here as well as in the pots up there and the new pots that we just put out here. It just brings brightness and makes it not quite so winter drab, you know? Okay, so project number 1 done. Now we're gonna head over to the blackberry grape area to get our currants in the ground. I don't remember how big these get. Not huge, 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. This is the Consort Black. It's a zone 3. It says highly productive black currant with a distinctive sweet and tart flavor for jams. And its white blooms are fragrant in the spring, and then they're followed by juicy berries in midsummer. Drought tolerant, attracts birds and butterflies. And then our Red Lake, 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, so just a tiny bit bigger, zone 3. And it says Red Lake produces masses of red currants preceded by yellow flowers in spring. So this one has yellow flowers, which is fun. Fruit is tart and perfect for jams, jellies, and pies. And I don't think on currants you need to have any kind of pollinator that I'm aware of. I mean, the Red Lake is the only one that I had in our last garden, and it produced its head off. So I don't know if that's the same for all currants, but that's been my experience so far. All right, Samantha, you ready for planting project number 2?
Well, can I just pet him one more time?
Sure, you can stay here if you want. I'm gonna go over to the raspberry beds.
Yes, I just love raspberries.
I know. Do you want to stay here and just come join me when you're ready?
Yeah.
Okay. How are the gloves feeling?
Good.
Good.
Mother just doesn't want me to go.
He'll come find us again.
Yeah. He'll come find us again.
Yeah.
And I just love him.
I know. He's a sweet boy.
Why is that there?
Oh, that's for the pathways. Okay. So here we are. The other currant that we have is little, but it's got new growth. Take a look at it. Look at this. I'm really happy with how this one did. I'm not even sure that we ever got drip run to it. Soil's nice and moist from the rain that we just got, but I wanted to have these in sort of the same area. So that one's red. So let's see, I'm thinking if we do maybe just kind of in a little hedge right here.
What does this number look like?
That looks like a 6.
No, it's a 5.
Oh. But yeah, it is a 5. I was looking at it backwards. So I'm thinking, let's see, maybe here. And here. That might be nice. Maybe I'll space them a tiny bit more. I kind of want to be able to get all the way around them. Well, that's probably good. Yeah, that'll be easy. Yes, ma'am, you can. Is that the red one? Can you look at the tag, please? Does that one have red berries?
Yeah, red berries.
Okay, what are the color of the berries on this one?
Blue ones are...
Yeah, is it like a dark blue or black?
Looks like purple.
Like a dark purple?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks, babe. Okay, just need to get these in the ground. I'm going to use a larger auger for these, 5-inch one right here. And I'm going to toss a little bit of garden tone in the holes because that's what I've got in the gator.
Well, that looks like a big hole.
Does that look like a big hole?
Yeah.
Try again. Try to put it straight down in there. We only put soil right over the top of its existing root ball. And the rest of it we just kind of like shove out like this and kind of mix in with everything else. And that way it doesn't get crown rot. Okay, now.
I put it in straight.
You did, it looks beautiful. See, now I'm tucking in soil around its root ball. And then we're gonna drag any
What
soil.
does that smell like?
Fertilizer.
I don't like fertilizer.
I know, it's not that pleasant, is it?
Yeah.
But you know what? It helps plants grow. Keeps them healthy. See that right there? Now, that's the existing root ball of the plant. We're just gonna put a little soil around it.
Hey, Mama,
Yeah.
can we do more?
We gotta do some daffodils.
Daffodils?
Yep.
I love daffodils.
Me too. And there we have it, 2 new currant plants. I'm so excited about it. I think they're going to be really pretty right here too. And we're kind of keeping it all berries over here, you know, because we've got our blackberries, which we just showed you the staining. Paul and Bethany just finished scraping these and restaining them, and they look so good. So good. They look brand new. But anyway, we've got blackberries and raspberries, and then we've got our grapes. And then over here, we've got a couple of honeyberries. So it's sort of fitting to have the currants right here. Now, since we're out here, I do want to pop over to the Formal Flower Garden and give you guys an update because the crew has made some pretty good progress. I just haven't had a chance to get out here and show you yet. Look at this. So they got this one all dug out, and I'll show you one that's just dug out and doesn't have the gravel layer. This one does have the gravel layer, and there's conduit running underneath each side, and there's conduit running underneath the pathway in the center as well, so that when we need to run drip from one side to the other, we can easily do that. But yeah, I think you're getting pretty close, at least on this one and that one. They have all of the gravel layer down, and you can kind of see what it feels like and what the space looks like, our planting area. The walkways will not be this wide, but they dug them out wider so that they could put the proper, you know, barrier thing, like sometimes they'll do like a concrete barrier, sometimes that's hidden, and sometimes they'll do that black plastic one. I'm not sure which way we're going, but anyway, there'll be room for that, and then we'll bring the mulch back in so that it's nice and tidy. But I love seeing it like this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that side and this side are the same, and then this side, they do not have the gravel down. You can see it sitting over there on a tarp. What's she gonna do? Is she gonna climb on it? She just looked over here like, ooh, watch me. Is this okay? You can go for it. It'll probably get in your shoes though. Anyway, this one, you can see how deep they've dug it down. Look at this. It's just nuts. So they've got this side and this side dug out and just need to put the gravel layer down. And then they'll go in with the sand layer and then the bricks. So I'm very excited to see that and see something like very solid go in here. And I'm excited to be able to plant because I've got onions that are ready to go out. I also want to soak and plant ranunculus. I don't think I'm gonna do the whole pre-sprout thing. Typically in years past, I pre-sprout some and even pot some up early, but it really doesn't buy me that much time. I think just soaking them and getting them straight into the ground is gonna be a better way to go. These stronger plants anyway. They thought it would take them a few weeks to get this project done, you know, just in between everything else that they've got going on. So I was very pleased to see the progress thus far. That's huge. What am I seeing coming up over here? Are these delphiniums? They are. Oh my goodness. Didn't I move the delphiniums? Maybe I didn't. Well, this is a happy thing. There's also some yarrow coming up. I noticed some echinacea right here. Little baby, I know, that's eryngium. Eryngium. Oh yeah, there's echinacea right here coming up. Might just leave those alone and let them do their thing. Anyway, it's just so exciting to see this come together, and I think every single boxwood made it through the winter, and it appears that every single linden tree did as well. I can see all the buds swelling up. I can see the nice new like tip color on them. So things are looking great out here. Okay, so the last thing that I wanted to get done for sure were the daffodils. We need to take that crate out to the dirt land somewhere and just dump it out and sift through the bulbs. Figure out which ones are good, which ones we want to plant. All right, baby, we need to head out to the dirt lands. Sure. Do you want me to play and then or go to the dirt lands and then come back and get you? Okay. I think this might be all we get done because it's starting to sprinkle a little bit and the sky is looking rather ominous at the moment. So we decided to put the daffodils right here in this area. Maybe we can pop a picture up on the screen if we haven't already of what the casata looks like. They're absolutely beautiful. They're a split corona type. Just did big groups of them all around through this area. And it's kind of perfect because this area is already completely planted. Like you can see all the perennials coming up. We've got sedum and hardy geraniums, ground cover thyme. There's iris and veronica, agastache down the way. So these daffodils, now that they're in this bed, they will not be disrupted because I'm not planting any other shrubs or perennials in this space. And I got 50 bulbs out of that crate that were really good and viable, felt good, had roots on them. So I am hopeful that they take in this place and we get to enjoy some blooms next spring. And you guys, I don't know if you can see it, but the rain is starting to pick up. So I think we're gonna call it for the day. What a great day. I had a great time with Samantha. She was so engaged and so helpful, and I just love that. Now we just get to watch those pansies fill in and the currants grow. I hope we get a few currants this year even. I think that would be really fun. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're having a great day, and we will see you in the next one. Bye. You want to go inside?
Yeah.
Are you getting cold? Me too. Let's go. Yes.
Oh, I can't want to be with you.
You want to be with me, so you want to go to the greenhouse for a minute?
Yeah, so I can water the plants.